what is this thing you put in your neck? All he said to me is, it's from Europe. Can't keep it on the shelf. And I'm like, I'm in. Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews.
We have full shows. We've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go.
And now you can calm down with us.
Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
When was the last time that we recorded?
I don't know, but are you okay? Oh my God.
No, I'm not. I wish you could see this setup that I've got going on right now because I forgot my computer. I forgot my headphones. We haven't recorded a podcast in what feels like a month. So I obviously don't know what I'm doing. So you are a patient friend. I love you.
No, I was just catching up on everything. In how many I saw in Purdy days, we'll be back 13 days for the NFL season, which means my hair is on fire. Yours looks great. This is my new move now. Everything, I think I'm an unpregnant Hailey Bieber. I just flick my hair
crazy.
back. And I it's so bad. But welcome to the pregame, guys. You know what this means? We have a lot to talk about in the big show. But do you want to get to the pregame questions first before we get to our life issues?
To the Beavers, the announcement with the little foot, and then all I could look at, which I know we're celebrating the arrival of the baby, is I act like I know them. I don't. Is her nails? I was like, should I do that with my nails? The French tip.
I think the gossip was that Justin picked out the polish. I mean,
my God. You know, it really is a group effort. All right. Pre-game.
My husband loves a Pinterest, but he doesn't love a polish.
I would save that for the big show. The emails that I get because I'm on Jarrett's Pinterest page, because obviously I asked to be a part of it, are amazing. I know I feel so invasive. Like I know every step of what you guys are doing. Okay, we'll discuss that later.
Oh my God.
Welcome everyone to the pregame. We're back, sort of, and more frazzled than ever. Yes. Go for it, sister.
Okay, Melodied 1012. Will you not go into a store if you see someone you know walking in? Question mark. It depends on who it is. Yeah. Got to be honest.
So that, I know it's going to be the same for both of us. That means about 90% of the time, if we know them, we won't walk in.
I ain't going in.
10% chance that we walk in because there's 10% of the people that we know that we like.
Smell you later.
I for sure have done the whole like, go the other way. Wow. You know, you got to be in the mood, you know, like, are we doing the small talk? We're catching up. I haven't seen you in forever. What are you doing here? No, it also depends on how much time you have, where it's like, I wanted to get in, I wanted to get out. I don't have time for I left my car double parked in a freaking area that I shouldn't. No. So yes.
I got to be honest. I was going through something last week and you were doing 50,000 things in like home goods stores, not home goods, but home goods stores, grabbing coffee table books, grabbing, I don't know, appliances, televisions. You even were setting them up. And here I was like crying about shit that was happening in my life. And you're like, yeah, I'll just wrap them up. I know. It's okay, Erin. It's going to be fine. You were amazing with that.
Well, because the truth of that is I'd rather be talking to you than doing what I was doing. So Melanie, will you go? No, we're not going to the store if we know anybody. Anonymous, quitting my job in a week. How honest should I be in the exit interview regarding my Miranda Priestley, in quotes, boss, who is disregarding our team and others? It's a good question. How honest should you be?
Degrading. That was an Erinism.
What did I say?
Disregarding. I love you so much. Yeah, that was an Erin Andrews, I think.
Did? God,
that's okay.
I'm out of it. I can't wait to read a teleprompter in 11 days or be on television. That'll be good. Stay tuned. Can't wait for the season. Degrading. Wow. Read a book, Charissa. I don't even know what the question was now. How honest should I be in an exit interview? I always believe that you should not burn bridges that you need to walk back over.
Good.
So if this is an industry that you plan on staying in, if there is enough people in your respective profession, even if you're exiting, that you respect or that you know you'll cross paths with again, I would not be too honest about stuff. Unless you want to just burn it down, sister, then have at it. But very rarely do I encourage that, because I think in a world that ends up being 6 degrees, sometimes 3 degrees of separation, careful what you end up doing, because it may burn you in the butt later, bite you in the ass later. You?
This is pretty timely for me. My bosses aren't Miranda Priestley, but I've had to have some real honest discussions with them lately. And I found a couple of things. Vent to the people in your life, get a ton of advice. Yeah. Like, I mean, I got to say 2 things. Walking in and not being, what is the word? Not demonstrative. That's not the right word. That's Miranda
I don't know,
Priestley.
degrading. So.
Yeah, well, unarming, is that a word?
Disarming.
Or did I just make that? Disarming. Good. I can't wait to be on television, maybe also. Disarming. I liked that. That was some advice I got. Also, my boss had an idea last week. We took a walk around the block, which I liked that better than sitting in his office and chatteronging with him. So, yeah, I don't think it's good to just burn it down because you never know who's going to be your boss again or where you're going to run or who they're going to tell that you may or may not unload it on them. I just don't think it's a smart move. Not a good move.
Not a good move. And this is not the question, but to add to what you're talking about, and we obviously talked about it at length, it's just, wait for this phrase. At the end of the day, they're people.
Can't wait for the end of the day.
I already feel like it's the end of the day. Where's my wine?
What time is it?
Jesus Christ. Maybe I can read then. I think you should just treat people, even if they're your bosses, superiors, whatever, they're human. And the more honest you are without being burn it down, I think it proves to be beneficial. So being honest doesn't always mean being so cuckoo. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Probably not.
It makes a ton of sense. I think another thing, and I believe that this was advice from you, if you just show in the end how much you love the gig and you love where you are, that's, I think, the most important message. Now, if you don't love where you are and you hate the gig, I got nothing for you.
Exactly. We could go on and on about this because maybe we should in the larger conversation because I want to keep at it in our podcast. Kimmy Ann 19. Oh, this is you, sister. Go for it.
Yep. Kimmy Ann 1979. My son is leaving for college soon. Any advice for coping with transitions? This is hard. I was actually just talking to my friend about this, who dropped his daughter off at Michigan, his son at Florida State. I remember when my dad dropped me off at school, it was a big family hug in the middle of my dorm room. We were bawling our brains out. My parents only had to drive 2 hours back to Tampa from the University of Florida, but that felt so long. Now, when Kendra was sent to school and we dropped her off, my dad was so upset because that was his baby. And I don't really remember what happened, but something got locked in our house. Like, we couldn't get back in. We didn't have the key. I don't know what in the hell happened. Obviously, we didn't have an automatic garage either, but or the garage door wasn't working. My dad had to break a window. That's how dramatic it was. Yeah. So there was a lot going on for the Andrews that day.
I would just say this. There's a couple people that I've known right at that time, maybe year, people going back to school. And as we get older, all the kids of the people that we know get older. And a couple of conversations I've had where they've been like, oh, I had to drop my kid off at college, or I'm an empty nester. I'm always like, good for you. You did it. Because I remember my parents had this thing where it's our job to raise you. And when you turn 18, like, you're on your own. So if you've gotten them to that point, I know obviously you're not, not being a parent anymore, but hopefully the job that you did prepared them to go out into the world. So you should actually be excited for them to go off to college because now they get to put to use all of the skills that you've taught them. So for coping with transition, I would just say, if you like your spouse, hopefully you do, you get to reconnect with them. Or if you now have only a couple other kids in the house, you get to spend more time with them. I think I'm always a big believer in different chapters in your life. So this is a new chapter where you even also can maybe put more focus on yourself. So be proud of the job you've done as a parent. They're off to school, off to college, and applaud them. Because you know what also too, I don't need my parents crying when I leave, which my parents didn't. They were like, see ya, she's gone. Because it's like, then I feel guilty. If like my parents are so sad, like I want my parents to be like, go get them, kid. So save the tears.
Oh, see, we bawled our brains out. Okay.
Yeah, I drove. My parents took me down in a U-Haul. They dropped me off in California, and then they said, "Good luck to you, kid." No, they were not crying.
I love this next question.
Yeah.
Read it.
Anonymous, what do you do when
Read it?
What do you do? Good luck. Is this a test? What do you do when your children's dad gets married and she wears my son's jersey name? So I have a story about this.
And then wait, she wrote ew. I love it.
So this is different. My sister was cheated on. Maybe she doesn't want me to say it. She doesn't care. My sister doesn't care. We're long past it. She's been remarried and has the most amazing husband. What up, Chris? We love you. Her first marriage, she got cheated on. And the person that cheated on my old brother-in-law cheated on with, they ended up getting married. And my sister and them all still worked together, which is so freaking nuts because there's no chance in hell I could have went into the same office with my ex-husband and his new bride. But there's like that whole thing where like you share kids and the name and all that stuff. I would not be as classy as my sister was with that whole thing. I would definitely need to be restrained. I would not want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea if Anonymous was cheated on. This was an affair, but the dad got married. Yeah, and the new woman is wearing the son's name on her jersey. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd handle it well either.
If you saw Mac's name, if God forbid, which you never will, if you and Jared got a divorce, if somebody was wearing Mac's name on their, like, whatever, soccer thing or something, you would freaking lose your shit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just love how she ended it with ew.
I have the utmost respect for people that can harmoniously conscious uncoupling and like make it all work, because I am Tom Petty with that kind of stuff. Like I've never even had to like share a dog in a breakup. I'm just like, they're mine. Like there's the idea of having to share children, and obviously, there's the mature side of that where you're doing it for the kids because they see it all and that kind of stuff. Like, good for you if you can be amicable with that, because that is easier said than done. Thank God I didn't have children in my divorce situations.
Yeah, we may not be the person for this question. Jules IEQ, sorry, microneedling or lasers? I haven't done microneedling before, but I'd love to try it. Here's my issue right now from the girl who just got her neck shot up with Dr. Daniel Poor. He did a number on me. Wow. I got my face frozen yesterday, ready to go for this season. We're back, baby. I don't want to see anything move.
Get off an international flight and go straight to a boat. Holy shit, you've gotten so much done in your like 12 hours of being home.
So tired. But anyways, go. He shot my neck up with, because you know how we are about our necks, with this Botox, but it also kind of has a filler, but it's not filler, but it's also hydrating. So on camera, it'll look plumper. I mean, can you imagine, like, what was the movie with Gwyneth Paltrow? Like, will that be what my neck looks like on TV? I don't know. But this is what I was saying to somebody. Oh, I was saying this to Kylie, Daniela, and Jillian on a text chain as I was driving home from Dr. Daniel Poor's office. I said to them, they go, "What is this thing you put in your neck?" All he said to me is, "It's from Europe. Can't keep it on the shelf." And I'm like, I'm in.
I went to Dr. Dan.
Microneedling or lasers.
Yeah, sorry, Julie. We'll get to your question in a second. We're making this about us. I went to Dr. Daniel Poor's office. This was like a month ago. And I asked them for Botox in my, or whatever, filler in my neck, because you said to do that. And they said I was not allowed to get that. So they did
Why?
I don't know. I wasn't a candidate for it or something. So they gave me what they gave you.
So what you're saying is you have a better neck than I do. Great.
They also agreed to give me surgery on that said neck if I would have had enough time.
Shut up.
But the hydro filler thing or whatever is what they also gave me.
Yeah. How'd it look?
I need more. I need more. It's not hydroing enough. Hydroplaning.
I gotta tell you, I didn't numb myself, and he's like all over me. I look like the chick from Beetlejuice right now with the slash neck and like the smoke coming out of it. It hurts so bad. And he was like, "Wow, you're so good. You're not even flinching." And then it turned into a game with myself. Like I had a tear coming down, and I'm like, "I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through this." And I was like, "Ugh." hit an artery.
My favorite thing is with those when they're like, oh, we'll need to numb you. And I'm like, oh no, I have a high pain tolerance. I'm good. And halfway through it, I'm like,
crying.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't, of course, you and I are the same. We're competitive and we don't want to say that we actually needed the numbing cream. So Julie, to answer your question in a very circuitous way, microneedling or lasers. I don't know what microneedling is, which clearly I need to figure that out because I'll try everything once. Lasers are the best thing ever. I've lasered a lot of things and I swear by it. In fact, sometimes I forget that I've lasered everything and then I'll like look underneath my arms. I'm like, wow, forgot about that because it'll come in. The hair will come in every now and then. So laser it up, girl. Are we out of time? No. Bridget, Bert, 1. How do you deal with the egos of players and coaches? Bridget, I'm just going to say this right now. Bridge, Bert. Look at me making up names now. Bridge,
hey,
Bert.
Bridge.
Bridge. They never are, dear.
They never are, dear.
Bridge, Bert, 1. I will speak for myself because Erin's obviously had different experiences, but I think she's going to say something similar. There have been, over the almost 20 years we've been doing this, very, 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 very few. I'm talking like 5%.
Agreed.
That have ego or arrogance that is just
they all have ego, but they don't show it to us. They're good to us.
I don't know. I feel like I've just been so lucky that these guys, players, coaches, colleagues, have all been unbelievable. I actually experienced this way more in my Hollywood days. I don't know if you did with the Dancing with the Stars tenure of yours, but I felt like Hollywood definitely had the arrogance way more than athletes because athletes are used to being part of a team. So that's where I found the difference. And how did I deal with it? I didn't deal with it very well, which is why that entertainment gig was short-lived because I had a hard time with that, where people acted like they were better than me. And I was like, we're cool here. Relax. Okay. Your movie sucks. And you're lucky we're even promoting it. No.
We are so lucky with our relationships that we have with these players and coaches. I think, a great example of that was we were in San Francisco together for preseason game. You, myself, Julian, Tom Brady, Kevin Burkhardt. I had a blast walking up and down the sidelines with you. George Kittle in the middle of the game. He's not playing, comes over, gives us a hug. We were in the center of the field talking to guys.
Fred Warner, about his new baby. Congratulations to the Warner.
Exactly. Demario Davis. We're so fortunate. And I think a lot of the time, the guys in the league that we are so fortunate to cover understand we are there to do a job, but we're also there not to make them look bad. We respect the hell out of what they do, and we're huge fans of theirs. And it's just cool. Like, it was so fun. Like, just standing there, Bosa comes by, we give him a huge hug. John Lynch, his wife. It actually turns out to be a big family. So we're grateful for that.
Very, very grateful. Last but not least, Anonymous, my BFF's brother and I like each other. Do I chance ruining the friendship and go for it? This is so, because the risk reward is huge. Imagine if it works out and you get to be like family with your best friend. Erin doesn't have a brother, and my brother was married, is happily married with children. So that was never a case for Erin and I. But like, oh my God, and here's the thing, if she's your best friend, you can obviously gauge what her reaction will be. If she has like a super close protective relationship with her brother, and I don't know. I feel like you'll definitely know if she would be for it or against it. But if you're her best friend, why wouldn't she want you to be with her brother too? Because she would want the best for you. And if she has a great unless the brother's bad news bears and she's like, he's going to hurt you and you're going to end up being upset, then like don't even go down that road. But I think that you definitely know if your best friend would be into it or not. So yeah.
In the words of Steve Kundary, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Steve Kundary hates me right now. Steve Kundary is out in the 115-degree heat with my father. I have to sleep with
My father.
Building an equestrian center. I'm not even a horse gal. Okay. I finally owned my first horse at the age of 42 and act as if I need the goddamn, FIP setup for the equestrian center. But
Beacon Hills.
My God, I wish. But yeah, they're doing their due diligence out there. And I shouldn't say due diligence. I can't even talk. They're doing me a solid by building this thing. So Steve hates me. And the last thing he's going to say the next time I ask him to do something is hell yeah. But for this anonymous, go for it. And keep us posted. We love an anonymous follow-up. So we have one.
That's why you're a studio host. Your transition.
Yeah, well, I need to transition from the off season to the season with the way that I'm speaking today. Here we go. Anonymous follow-up. Okay, you guys, the original question last year from August was, Erin, go.
Caught close friend cheating on her husband. Confront or stay quiet?
Mm-hmm. We told her to confront it. So here's the update, Erin.
She did not confront her friend about it. I'm still friendly with the person. However, we're nowhere near as close as we used to be. The guy is still in the picture and she only mentions him when her husband isn't around. To include a recent weekend when we were on a day trip with a couple other. I'm confused already. What's going on?
So the guy is still in the picture. So the guy, because she caught a close friend cheating on her husband. Okay. So the other guy is still in the picture. She only talks about that guy when her husband isn't around. She's giving an example. A recent weekend when we were on a day trip with another couple of girlfriends, I reached out to a therapist and worked through the unresolved stuff I had going on that came back up going through this, doing much better now. And I recognize that it's her problem to figure out and fix or not. So basically she's like, I'm not going to meddle in this person's business. Like that's her deal. Yeah. She's cheating on her husband. I'm not going to confront it and get in the middle of this nasty stuff, which I got to tell you, you know exactly what I'm about to say. I can't say it, but God, I wish I could. I know something right now about someone, and I want so bad to call this person who I've never met in my entire life.
Do I know them?
Oh, you know them. I want to call them and be like, hey, by the way, your so-and-so has this and this and this and this he's not telling you, but I'm not going to do it because it is not my problem and it is none of my business. And you know what I'm not trying to do? Bring any drama into my little peaceful life. But
I know this person.
Erin Andrews, not only do you know this person, we have talked so much about this. Although I haven't talked to you in so long, you might have forgot while you were swimming in Lake Como without me. Congratulations to the Purcells. It's wild. But knowing information that could totally help someone else, like I want to tell her, but I don't know this person and I can't call her. I can't be involved in the drama. So,
well, you can involve me after the break because I need to know what's going on.
The fact that you aren't putting these puzzle pieces together yet are crazy. I know something about someone that and the other person that I've never met, I want to call her and be like, yo, here's your CVS receipt of all the reasons you should run, Forrest, run.
Oh my God.
All right. We will continue this conversation and more on the big show.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.